Everyone, welcome to another tutorial on my YouTube channel, and today's tutorial is about Father's Day card. So this Father's Day card I wanted to create from my perspective, so it is like I am giving it to my father, so that is why I'm using a super girl rather than a super boy stamp set. So what I do is I start off with the girl. There are two options of Supergirl to select from in the stamp set. I'm selecting the one who's standing, and then I stamp her on 100% cotton watercolor papers using Versafine Onyx black ink. Now for coloring, here are the three colors primarily that I'll use. The colors are Blackberry for her hair and belt, which is black color. For yellow, I'm using Moroccan spice, and for violet I am using vibrant violet. Now as always with all my tutorials, whatever products I'm talking about or using, they will all be linked below in the YouTube description for you, in case you're curious on what products are there, and the store links. So now I will start coloring. Now my coloring process is extremely easy whenever I'm doing card making, which is primarily about characters and not about coloring. So what I do is I start off by laying flat light color, and then I will start adding the same version of darker color wherever I want shadows. Now I have explained this watercoloring to you a lot of times in most of my tutorials, so I'll not bore you sharing the same steps, but my coloring remains extremely easy and the same which I have done in my previous tutorial. In case you are curious to get a complete watercolor tutorials, you can check my channel has a lot of watercolor tutorials as well on how I color my characters and focal points of cards. So I'll let you enjoy the coloring, and once it is done I'll be back. Now that the coloring is complete, I will move on to die cutting. For die cutting, I am using the same corresponding die for the characters. For Superboy and Supergirl, Craft Angles does have the corresponding die which you can use to, cut your paper. And you can see how beautifully it cuts out the design from cotton paper, which is 300 GSM. So with just two pass, I was able to cut the die perfectly. Now for the card base, I am using a vertical folding card, and for that I am using this notelets. So the one that I'm using is Craft Angles notelet 300 GSM vertical folding paper. Now what these notelets essentially are they are a pack of card base and envelope which you get. So you get 10 cards and 10 corresponding envelopes. So this makes card making very easy for people like me who like to create a lot of cards in one go. Now to create a funky background, what I'm doing is I'm taking the words bam and boom. So these are basically the stamps from the same stamp set, which is Supergirl and Superboy, and I'm kind of using them and stamping them with Memento London fog ink. Now I like to use this particular shade of ink whenever I want to create a light background on my card. So this gives kind of a second generation stamping look whenever you are using black ink and you do second generation. So the print or the stamping that you get is extremely light, and this is perfect to create backgrounds. So that is what I use to create the background for my card. I just stamped randomly on the card base. Now for the card sentiment, I decided to use this particular Dad My Superhero stamp set, another oldie but goodie from Craft Angles. Don't mind my packaging, it's a very old stamp set, so it is kind of not kept properly by me, but this is how the stamp set looks. It has these beautiful sentiments and one focal father holding a kid image. So I decided to use the sentiment dad and the superhero grew watching. I grew up watching. So that I stamped on a dual textured white cardstock using some Versafine Onyx black ink, and once it dried I just fussy cut it in the shape I wanted. Like one was simple rectangle and the other I cut into banner, and then I'll add foam tape to everything, because whenever I create flat cards I normally like to add dimension whenever I'm adding characters on top of it using a foam tape. I just feel, it gives a little bit more interest. So that is what I'm doing over here. I'm kind of deciding on how the placements will go, where the character will go, etc. And once I'm happy with everything, I will just remove the foam tape and start sticking the character on top of my card. Now this is a blue double-sided foam tape that I am using because it is much more durable than your typical foam tape that you get in stationeries. So even though it's a bit more pricier, it's a great product. Again, the product will be linked below for you all in case you're interested. Now that everything is ready, I felt my character needs to have a ground on to stand to, and that is why I just created a light ground using the same Blackberry color. Here I leave you with a lot of close-ups of the card. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, don't forget to like and comment, and do consider subscribing to my channel. I'll see you in my next tutorial. Till then guys, take care. Bye bye.